everyone, it's Nadia from YARNutopia. Today we are making this watermelon scrubby. This is super fun to make and you can use this in the kitchen, just, scrubbing dishes, or use it as a washcloth or some sort. And it's really easy to make, so I'll show you how to make it today. Big thank you to Red Heart Yarns for providing the yarn today. I'm using scrubby cotton and my main color is this coral color, very similar to what a watermelon would look like. And then this other color is just a jade or green color, also scrubby cotton. I don't have the label to it. I lost it in transition to my new studio, which is where we're filming today. And then I'm just using a plain cotton for the seeds, just a scrap of plain cotton yarn for the seeds of the watermelon, just for a little detail. I am also going to be crocheting this with a G size hook, which is 4.25 millimeters. You can get this fancy hook, or hooks like this hook, at the Etsy shop. Would Be Fancy. This is an ergonomic hand-carved crochet hook. The hook is fixed inside of it. You can hold your hook like this with a pen, or like a pen, or like this, how I crochet in my tutorials. It's perfect for people even with left-handed or right-handed hooks. They have available too. So check out that Etsy shop, Would Be Fancy, and you can get wooden handled crochet hooks there. Also, you're going to need a yarn needle and a scissor to cut your yarn and sew in your ends and sew on the seeds to your scrubby. So those are all the supplies. Before I begin, I do want to mention there are links in the description of this video to websites where you can get the supplies for this project, and also there's a link to the website YARNutopia.com where you'll get the free written pattern for this scrubby, so make sure you check that out as well. And there's links to my Facebook and Instagram. Make sure you follow me on social media, and if you make this, make sure to share a photo of your watermelon scrubbies and hashtag YARNutopia so I can see your work on Instagram. Alright, that's all I have to say this morning, so let's just get started and make this cute little watermelon scrubby. Alright, we're going to start out with the main color of coral, and we're going to make a slip knot. So put your short end over your long end, then fold this down, and then pull your long end through and pull tight, just like that. There's your slip knot. You can insert your hook and pull tighter, and there we go. So now we can start. Let's start out by chaining 3. So yarn over and pull through 1, 2, and 3. I know it's going to be a little difficult to see my chains and my stitches, so we'll zoom in real close to make sure that you can see where I'm going. So starting with row 1, we are going to put 6 double crochets in the 3rd chain from the hook. So the loop on the hook doesn't count as a chain, so count 1, 2, and 3. This chain right here, we are going to yarn over, okay, go into that chain, then yarn over and pull through, then yarn over and pull through 2 loops, and then yarn over and pull through those other 2 loops on your hook. And that is a double crochet. So we have to put 6 double crochets in the 3rd chain there. So that was 1. So yarn over, go back into that same chain, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, and yarn over and pull through 2 loops. There's 2, yarn over, go back in, here's 3, okay, yarn over, go back in, here's 4, and 5, and 6. Now we're working in rows now, so we are going to be chaining up and turning our work. So let's turn our work around here, just like this, okay? And for row 2, we are going to chain up 3. So yarn over, pull through 1, 2, and 3. And that is going to count as one of the stitches on this row. And in this same stitch that it looks like it's into, this first stitch right here, so this chain of 3 is basically worked into this first stitch right here. We are going to put a double crochet into that same stitch to increase. So yarn over, go into that same stitch, that first stitch there, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, and yarn over and pull through 2. Okay, so it looks like there's 2 double crochets in that same stitch. Now each stitch after that is also going to get 2 double crochets. So go into this very next stitch right here and put 2 double crochets in there. 1 and 2. And if it's harder for you to see the stitches, you can also work between the posts as well, just separating your stitches and working in between the posts, and that should work out just as fine. So now in this next stitch here, I'm just going to go in and make 2 double crochets in each stitch across here. At the end of row 2 then we'll have 12 double crochets. So I'm almost there. I'm actually more than halfway there now, so I'm just going to put 2 double crochets in these last few stitches, and then we can go on to row 3. So we're basically just making a half circle, or yeah, a half circle for the melon style design here. Okay, and here's this last stitch here. 1 and 2. Now don't think that this is a stitch right here, because it is actually not. And if you need to, just count back. You should have 12, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 double crochet stitches, which this chain up 3 in the beginning here counts as 1. Okay, so count 12 across there, turn your work around, and we can go on to row 3. For row 3, we are going to chain up 3. Just start it like we did the previous row. So chain up 3 here, 1, 2, and 3, and then double crochet into this same stitch, the same first stitch right here. So yarn over, go in, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. So it looks like there's 2 double crochets in that first stitch. In this very next stitch now, we are just going to put 1 double crochet. So yarn over, go into the next stitch right here, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. Now for the next stitch, we are going to put 2 double crochets. So yarn over, go in, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and again another double crochet in that same stitch, just like that. So there's 2 double crochets in that stitch. Now in this very next stitch right here, we're gonna just put 1 double crochet. So 1. And we're going to repeat that sequence all the way across. So 2 double crochets in the next stitch, 1 and 2, and then 1 double crochet in the next stitch. So at the end of row 3, we'll have 18 double crochets. And I just have a, let's see here, 1, 2, 3 more repeats to do on that. So I'm going to do that, and then I'll meet you up and we'll go on to row 4. So the last stitch on this row is that chain up 3 stitch, so just make sure not to forget that one, and make sure you just put that 1 double crochet into that last stitch there. And you should have your 18 double crochet then. So going on to row 4, we're going to turn our work around and chain up 3, 1, 2, 3. Again, that's going to count as a stitch here and throughout this whole pattern here. And this first stitch is going to get a double crochet. So yarn over, go into the same stitch that we just chained up 3 in, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, and yarn over and pull through 2. Okay, so it looks like there's 2 double crochets in that first stitch. Now for row 4 here, we're going to double crochet into the next 2 stitches. So just put 1 double crochet in this next stitch, and then 1 double crochet into the next stitch. And we're going to repeat that sequence then all the way across. So 2 double crochets go into this next stitch right here. 1 and 2. Gotta find out where I'm going here. There we go. 1 and 2. And then 1 double crochet goes into the next 2 stitches. So 1 in that one, hop to the next one here and just put 1 in that one. And then we're just repeating that across. So at the end of this row, you should have 24 stitches. So I'm going to do that, and when I have my 24 double crochets, we can go on to row 5. Alright, so I have my 24 stitches across here. So it's starting to come together here. Looks really good. So let's go on to the next row. Let's turn our work around. And for row 5, we are going to increase again. Let's chain up 3. 1, 2, and 3. And again, just double crochet into that first stitch right there. So yarn over, go in, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. And now it looks like there's 2 double crochets in that first stitch, and that is our increase. We're going to double crochet 1 double crochet in the next 3 stitches for this row. So just put 1 double crochet in this next stitch. Here's the next stitch right here. Double crochet in the next stitch, and in this one as well, next stitch. And then just repeat the sequence. So it's 2 double crochets in this next stitch right here. 1 and 2, and then 1 double crochet in each of the next 3 stitches. 1, next stitch is 2, and the next stitch is 3. Okay, so at the end of row 5, we will have 30 double crochets. So I'm just going to do that, and then I'll meet you up for row 6. Alright, I have my 30 stitches across here. Now going on to row 6, we're going to turn our work around, and we're going to chain up 3, just like we've been doing. 1, 2, and 3. Double crochet into that first stitch there to increase. So it looks like there's 2 double crochets in there. And then for this row, we are going to put 1 double crochet into the next 4 stitches. So you can kind of see the repeat and the increase on how each row just has 1 extra stitch to increase the stitching amount, if that makes sense, for each repeat area here. So 2 in the first stitch, 1, 2, 3, and 4. So 1 double crochet in the next 4 stitches. And then just repeat. So 2 double crochets in the next stitch, 1 and 2, and then 1 double crochet in each of the next 4 stitches. I kind of had to feel around for my stitches too, so if you want to, like I said earlier, you can just work in between the stitches if you need to as well. With this scrubby yarn, it's so difficult to see the stitches. And just repeat. So at the end of this row, if you do the repeat, the 2 in the next and then 1 in the next 4, you will have 36 double crochet stitches at the end of row 6. So I'm going to do that, and then we still have to increase again for row 7. Alright, here's our last increase row. We're going to turn our work around. Going on to row 7, we are going to chain up 3. 1, 2, and 3, and double crochet into that first stitch that we had chained up 3 in to increase. So there's 2 stitches in that first stitch, and then on this row we're going to double crochet into the next 5 stitches. So 1, here's 2, next stitch 3, next stitch is 4, and next stitch is 5. And then we're just going to repeat our sequence. So 2 double crochets in the next stitch, 1 and 2, and then 1 double crochet in each of the next 5 stitches. So at the end of this row you'll have 42 double crochets. So just do that, and when I have my 42 stitches, I'll meet you up. We'll go on to row 8. Alright, so we've just finished row 7, so we have 42 stitches across. Now what we're going to do is make a single crochet round, meaning round. We're going to work all the way around this piece. So what I'm going to do is chain 1 and turn the work around to this side. And in each stitch across this row, we are going to just put 1 single crochet in each stitch. So go into each stitch, yarn over and pull through, and then yarn over and pull through 2 loops. That is a single crochet. and you can single crochet into each one of the 42 stitches. And once you single crochet all the way across, I will show you how to single crochet along this edge here, the flat edge, and then we'll come back to the beginning. And then all we have to do is just make the green edge and add the seed embellishments. Alright, I'm in the last stitch on this row. We are going to single crochet in there, but we are also going to put another single crochet in there for 2 single crochets in the last stitch there. And what we're going to do now is turn this way instead and work along this straight edge of this melon here. So what we're going to do, basically wherever your hook fits is where you should single crochet. So just stick your hook on the edge there, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2. This is just going to clean up this edge, making it more of a straight line, and it's going to look super pretty. So just single crochet along this edge, basically like I said, wherever your hook fits, just like that. And then when I come back all the way across here to this corner, I'm going to put 1 more single crochet in that first stitch, or that first corner there, to put 2 single crochets in there, and I'll meet you back up when I do that. Alright, just putting a single crochet in that first stitch just like I said I would, and then we're going to slip stitch to the first single crochet. So go into the first stitch, yarn over, pull through, and pull through. And then to fasten this color off, I'm going to chain 1 and cut this yarn, and then pull that through and pull it tight, and that is secure on there. Okay, so now you have this half circle piece that looks like this, and now I'm going to grab the green yarn. We're going to make an edge around this little half circle here. So I'm grabbing the green yarn, I'm going to turn to this corner and just sticking my hook into the first stitch on this side, and I'm going to attach the green yarn, just hooking it on my hook and pulling it through. And then we're going to chain up 2. 1 and 2. And now what we're going to do is this edge here, we are going to half double crochet into the same stitch. So yarn over, go into the same stitch, then yarn over and pull through, and then yarn over and pull through all 3 loops on your hook. Okay, that's a half double crochet. Now we are going to half double crochet into the next 6 stitches. So yarn over, go into this next stitch, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through all 3 loops. So there's 1, next stitch is 2, next stitch is 3, next stitch is 4, next is 5, and here's 6. And now we're going to repeat that sequence all the way across here. So just on this curved edge of the melon here, and we're going to end on this little corner here. So we're going to put 2 half double crochets in the next stitch, 1 and 2. Okay, these are half double crochets now, just like that. And then 1 half double crochet in each of the next 6 stitches. So 1, 2, 3, whoopsie, next stitch 4, 5, and 6. And then repeat. So 2 half double crochets in the next and 1 half double crochet in the next 6 stitches. And when I get to the other side, or the end of this row, I will meet you up and we'll go on to the next step. Alright, when you're done with this side, we're just going to fasten this off. So you can just leave this flat side unworked, okay, so the green is just around the curved edge. And we are going to chain 1 and cut this yarn. And then pull that all the way through, just like we fastened off the coral color, and pull that tight. And now you can grab your yarn needle, and if you have some loose ends, you can sew them in. I'm just going to sew them in real quick. Just yarn your needle with the yarn here. I think I need a bigger needle. There we go. And then just go underneath these stitches and hide it in there, just like that. So you can do that for all the strands that are loose. I'm going to grab some black cotton yarn and I will show you how to make the seed embellishments next. Alright, I just have some plain black cotton to add to this piece. We're going to make these embellishments. Let's make a slip knot. You know how to do that already. There we go. And we are going to chain 2. So yarn over, pull through 1 and 2. And in this second chain from the hook right here, we are going to put 3 single crochets. So go in, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2. So there's 1. Go back in, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2. There's 2, and here's 3. Now we are going to chain 2, 1 and 2, and in that same spot where we were single crocheting, we're going to put 3 more single crochets in there. So go back in, yarn over, pull through, and then yarn over and pull through 2. Again, go in, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, and one more time, a single crochet. Now we are going to slip stitch to the first single crochet stitch right here, go under both loops there, yarn over, pull through, and pull through the loop on your hook to slip stitch. Then we're going to chain 1, and we're going to cut our yarn kind of long for sewing. So pull that all the way through that chain 1, and then pull that a little tighter to fasten that off. And that chain 2 is going to be where the point is. So it looks like that. Now what I'm going to do is take this little strand in the back here and yarn my needle with that little strand and just sew that in to hide this little strand here in the back. So I'm just going to go underneath some of these stitches at the base of this round. Okay, kind of pull tight, and then just cut that shorter so nobody sees that when we sew it on. Just like that. So if you need to, however many of these you want on your watermelon, just make as many as you want. I made 3 in total. So I already have 2 sewn onto my melon, you can see here. And what we're going to do, I'm just going to show you how to sew on one, but you can sew on as many as you want. And I just have 3 on my melon here. So I'm just going to grab my yarn needle and position them where I want them. And then I'm going to take my yarn needle and yarn my needle with the long strand that we cut for sewing. Okay, and then I'm just going to go hold it with my thumb and my hand just like this and just go underneath these stitches, okay, and just go through the piece into the stitches just like that. You can even just go through the melon and then through the seed and then back through the seed, down through the melon. And you can kind of just move this around wherever you need it to go so you can be comfortable sewing this on just like that. And then when you're done, just go through a couple of the stitches just like that and then come back through that loop. If you see that loop there, come back through that loop and then pull tight. And you just have to do that once. And then you can just go through between the 2 layers of the seed, between the layer of the seed and the melon, just like that. And then just cut your yarn short and stretch it out so that you have all the pieces hidden underneath, just like that. And on the other side, you really can't even see it. It looks really good. So there you have it. The Watermelon Scrubby is complete. It is so cute. I love it. Thank you so much for watching and learning how to make this project. I hope you enjoyed it. And make sure to share your photos on Facebook and Instagram and hashtag YARNutopia so I can see your work. Alright guys, until next time, happy hooking!